urgent awakening to Nigerians at 65 for Africa's emergence. Fellow Nigerians, today, another 1st October 2025, marks our 65th year of administrative independence, though still struggling for true freedom. Contextually, freedom is not merely the lowering of a colonial flag, rather the right to live with dignity, free from fear, poverty, and corruption. Conversely, and sadly too, we face a depressing and worrisome unemployment rate, insecurity, and a leadership culture that prioritizes hedonistic and profligacy over acceptable societal living standards. True freedom is the freedom of institutions with democratic expressions where the will of the people triumphs over the greed of the few. As Nelson Mandela reminded us, to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. Unfortunately, the Nigerian elites today remain largely docile, retreating into silence while the nation suffers. But silence in the face of oppression is betrayal. The elites had neglected their responsibility of galvanizing the vast masses into a unified front for absolute change, forgetting that revolutions are driven not only by weapons but by numbers. A people awakened to their collective strength can achieve what once seemed impossible. The philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau once said, "Man is born free, but everywhere he is in chains. Yet those chains can be broken if we rise together." Kwame Nkrumah reminded us, the forces that unite us are intrinsic and greater than the superimposed influences that keep us apart. As our African elders say, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. The masses united are an unstoppable force for transformation. Subsequently, upon this, with my usual lone voice in the wilderness, I bring to you again the Unifiers movement, a platform born out of necessity, courage, and vision to ensuring a paradigm shift in our national political processes, procedures, and participation, purposefully to change the narratives of dictatorial leadership emergence in Nigeria and stop the oligarchs' hegemony, bereft of vision, integrity, and ideological solutions. We, the populace, know where the shoe pinches us, and know those among us capable of leading us with capacity, character, compassion, courage, empathy, as well as integrity. For too long, we have endured shenanigans of dictatorial recruited leaders imposed upon us without our consent, leaders without answers to our devastating critical problems. TUM is now saying the power to choose is with us, and as such, intentionally and relentlessly determined to channel this power, this energy, into a meaningful strategic leadership recruitment for national rebirth without any form of respite nor response. For decades, the Nigerian populace has, out of docility, watched various recurrent leadership failures with their idiocy as follows. From the presidency to governors, national and state assemblies, ministers, and director generals, leadership has been reduced to a theater of deceit. Nigerians live in poverty while leaders display wealth that cannot be justified. The presidency, rather than symbolizing cohesion, has become the citadel of division. Our governors act like emperors, siphoning state resources while their people languish. National Assembly members are more concerned with allowances and contract sharing than legislating for national development. The cluelessness of our leadership is most glaring in the economic management. Our foreign exchange crisis has destroyed businesses, with major industrial enterprises closing their activities in droves while relocating to neighboring, more stable economies. The naira dances daily to the tune of spectators, with no coherent policy direction. Inflation continues unchecked, unabated, pushing millions into extreme poverty. Instead of structural reforms, leaders embraces quick fixes, pivoted on palliatives that only deepen our woes. Nigeria bleeds daily from terrorism, kidnapping, and banditry. Families are torn apart, villages deserted, yet leadership looks away. Billions are budgeted for security yearly, but no Nigerians see no result. The army is under-equipped, police demoralized, and communities left to defend themselves, thus exposing the glaring leadership vacuum and idiocy. Our political class are of zero integrity, therefore always drowning in scandals, arising issues of alleged marriage certificate controversies with various international narcotic related allegations during the 2023 general elections are cases to study here. Many of our senators carries corruption baggages, so also many of our high-ranking political appointees, with their various alleged international indictment cases of stealing clients' money, pervades our leadership cadre. Governors parade mansions abroad while their state sinks in debt. Budget padding is no longer rumor, but normalized. Theft in the National Assembly, integrity is absent while impunity thrives. The Lagos Calabar Coastal Road project epitomizes contract breaches, inflated costs, opaque bidding, and political favoritism dominates. Public resources are looted through contracts that add no value. The people remain spectators while leaders gorge themselves on our commonwealth. Opposition leaders and critics are silenced with state machinery through daily harassments and intimidation with trumped-up financial crime charges, which are mostly withdrawn immediately such people succumb. Press freedom is shrinking, with journalists harassed, detained, or even brought over. A democracy without free speech is nothing but a dictatorship in disguise. Nigerians, watch daily as lawmakers exchange blows, governors manipulate laws, and executives abuse power. Institutions designed to check power have become accomplices in its abuse. Our democracy is weakened and not strengthened. Our judiciary cannot be exonerated from all of this, whereby contradictory judgments are being delivered on same and similar cases. The judiciary, that was pride as the last hope of the common man, now makes justice a commodity for sale. 2023 general elections, the judicial validation of electoral violation, which was my 2023 Independence Day broadcast, comes to my mind now. You can Google it. Inclusively, leaders' deliberate impoverishing of Nigerians to maintain as well as institutionalize their haste and Machiavellian control over the people has inadvertently become a matter of great concern. Subsidy removal without concrete justification, rather deceitful rhetoric and measures has pushed millions of Nigerians into excruciating hunger. Farmers can no longer go to farms because of heightened insecurity. Youths roam around due orchestrated unemployment. Yet, leaders has deliberately weaponized Greek gift handouts during elections to buy votes cheaply. Deliberate negligence has turned insecurity into a lucrative business of the insensitive political class, while equally adopting politically sponsored security breaches to perpetuate unauthorized mining in Zamfara and other states. Kidnapping has turned into a billion-naira industry with insiders benefiting. The state has abandoned its duty of protecting its citizens. The former enviable national foreign policy now being perceived as a shadow of its past. Nigeria, once the giant of Africa, currently has no voice in the continental affairs. From ECOWAS to AU, Nigeria's silence is deafening. Our lack of international leadership mirrors our failure at home. Fellow Nigerians, it is against this backdrop of leadership idiocy, failures, corruption, cluelessness, coupled with leadership zero integrity, that the Unifier movement was conceptualized purposefully to returning power to the people and essentially reinvigorating our nation back to those days of yore, where it was the cynosure within the purview of the whole world. From the grassroots of the 774 local government areas of our nation, the enlightenment of this awakening shall be relentlessly as well as resiliently preached and entrenched in the hearts of the citizenry. We will galvanize Nigerians into a movement of numbers, united in one purpose, determined in a unified spirit, and resolute in our actions. TUM is the awakening Nigerians should desperately desire at 65. Nigeria's unity with TUM will ultimately rewrite our national emergence into the desired prominence. Together, we are poised to dismantle the structures of political and democratic impunity, government idiocy with their rascality at all levels, imposition and dictatorial leadership, while conversely enthroning leadership rooted in vision, character, competence, and compassion. We will build a Nigeria where the people, not godfathers though, decide who leads them. In TUM, members are power, while unity is strength. Again, in TUM, members are power, while unity is strength. As I always say, a sleeping giant must awaken, or it will remain a playground for lesser nations. Together, we can birth a new Nigeria. Eventually, the birth of our nation will inspire the emergence of Africa. For the sun of Africa to rise, The Madiba Nelson Mandela himself once postulated that Nigeria must its act together. Invariably, the emergence of Nigeria will equally rekindle the pride and unity of Africa. Consequently, authoritarianism will be dismantled, while also reviving as well as rekindle the African spirit of unity, values of honesty, and the cultural heritage of communalism. Economically, Nigeria's resurgence will drive Africa's collective new dawn into global relevance. A free and visionary Nigeria is Africa's launchpad to global leadership. Africa will therefore no longer be a continent of potentials, but of power, shaping its destiny and world relevance. In this spirit of freedom today, 1st of October 2025, on the 65th independent anniversary of Nigeria, I propose the creation of a unified Africa regions with a distinct acronym of UAR, a unified state that will promote and enhance the unified approach to Africans' challenges and opportunities, thus fostering stronger ties, cooperation, and integration. Additionally, proposing a single currency named Kwacha, meaning a new dawn in Zambia or Malawian language. But the proposed unified name and currency represents an authentic African identity. Fellow Nigerians, at 65, we stand at a crossroad. The time for complacency is over. Let us unite now to reclaim our destiny. Nigeria's awakening is Africa's hope. Together, let us rise. Together, let us lead. Awake now, Nigeria, the giant of Africa. Unite now, Africa, to awaken your pride and cultural heritage. The whole world awaits you, Africa, for your captainship. At 65, Nigerians, here is Dr. Kayode again, wishing you freedom, happy independence. The Unifiers movement says the time is now for a new national political paradigm. Thank you. Yours sincerely, Dr. Dayo Kayode.
We are one.